And I am live. All right, cool. First time going live. Let's see how this goes. There's like a learning process that you got to get through to kind of figure all this out. But I am live and I am going. Let's try to get some people in here to talk some smack with me. All right, let's see how this goes. Good morning, my people. Hope everybody's having a good day this morning. I want to talk about the NFL, and I want to talk about some wide receivers. So Devonte Adams said something kind of intriguing the other day. He was like, "I'm hands down definitely the best wide receiver in the NFL." Now let me ask y'all, is he? We have this kind of misconception in our heads because of prior accomplishments of who the best players in the NFL are at each position. When you think of wide receivers, you think of DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, um, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans. All of those guys have qualities of being one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. But this year, man, Devontae Adams is absolutely crushing it. Crushing it. He has multiple, it seems like every time I watch him play, he has 10 catches or 3 touchdowns or 150 yards. And he's one of the only good wide receivers on the Packers team. So he's getting double teamed and triple teamed damn near every single play. And he's still producing. Devontae Adams has got to be top 3 for sure. But a couple guys that pop into my head when I think of the best wide receivers in the NFL, and that is Julio Jones. Can't ever take anything away from this guy. He's absolutely amazing. And DeAndre Hopkins. D Hop is on a tear. I think he's on pace for like 145 catches this year. And it's really hard to sit here and think who's actually better at a DeAndre Hopkins and Devontae Adams. It's a hard one. It's a hard one. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who do you think is better right now in NFL wide receivers out of DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones, and Devontae Adams? Who is, and if it's outside of those top 3, who do you guys think? Wide receivers is tough, man, because consistency is key. And if you look back and, people want to say Odell Beckham is top 5. He's not. He's not even top 8, I don't think. The talent is there, but he's been injured for like the last 2 or 3 years. And being able to consistently stay on the field and produce game in and game out, year in and year out, is high quality stuff that makes people top 5 at their position. Odell, for that matter, he's just been injured, man. Let's look at some numbers. Let me pull some numbers up. I'm a numbers guy. Let's see. NFL wide receivers, baby. So DeAndre Hopkins is, I believe, leading the league with 57 receptions. And he's only played, I think he's played one less game than everybody else. Let me see. Get these numbers up for y'all. Hold on. Where we at? Where we at? So DeAndre Hopkins has 57 receptions. And then Stephen Diggs, man, he went down to Minnesota and Kirk Cousins is just tossing that thing up. And he is absolutely crushing it down there. I felt like that was his second chance. When he was, oh, excuse me, with Buffalo. He's down there in Buffalo, and Josh Allen is tossing it up. When he was with the Vikings, he was still producing, but I feel like that new start in Buffalo is just giving that man just more juice to really prove that he is that guy. Stephen Diggs is definitely getting some consideration to be in the top 7 of NFL wide receivers. Hey, man, I appreciate the few people that's checking me out live. If you're not already subscribed to Talk Smack with Mac, go ahead, subscribe, man. I'm trying to get monetized, and I appreciate everybody's help. So, receptions in the league. Let me run down some numbers. DeAndre Hopkins, 57. Alvin Kamara, 55. I know Alvin Kamara is a running back, but damn, 55 receptions out of the backfield. This dude is elusive. He has hands. He catches all the passes that are thrown his way. Shout out to Alvin Kamara, man. But Stephen Diggs is third in the league with 54 receptions. Amari Cooper is up there, but Amari Cooper's numbers are going to be deflated drastically for the rest of the season because Dak is injured and he's just not getting the quarterback play he needs to continue producing. But he was on the tear early on, and if Dak could recover, the sky's the limit for that Cowboys offense in the future seasons. Right now, they suck. Tyler Boyd, 54 receptions. Keenan Allen, 53. And that's the top 5 or 6 in the league. Let's check out some yards. Oh, DeAndre Hopkins again leading the league in yards, 704 yards more than the second place Stephen Diggs. But the third guy in the league in receiving yards is Robbie Anderson down there in Carolina doing his thing. This kid has been pretty good. He doesn't have the touchdowns. He only has one on the season, but he has 51 receptions for damn near almost 700 yards. And only halfway through the season, that's amazing. He's on pace for a 1,400-yard campaign and 100 catches. That's elite. Now, the thing that makes people top 5 or even top 3 in this league is getting 100 catches or near that and over 1,000 yards year in and year out. You know what these guys are going to get. You know what these guys are going to produce. But Devontae Adams, he missed 2 games this year, but he still has 53 receptions, 675 yards, and a league leading 8 touchdowns. This dude gets it. He gets in the end zone, he produces, and Aaron Rodgers trusts him. When you have an elite quarterback that trusts a receiver, they're going to make some wild throws. But Aaron Rodgers expects Devontae Adams to make those double team catches or even triple team catches, make those back shoulder catches, catches in the corner of the end zone, everything. Devontae Adams can run all the routes, and he's just producing, man. And like I said before, there's no other real receiving threat in Green Bay. So Devontae Adams is definitely double teamed every time. Um, let's see. Let's look at look at some touchdown numbers. Let's see what's cracking right now. My slow computer doesn't want to update. Touchdown lead, you already know, is Devontae Adams. He has 8. But my main man, Mike Evans, is coming in second with 7 touchdowns. Now, I have always fought and argued and said Mike Evans is definitely a top 5 receiver in this league. Yo, Jake, what up, man? I appreciate you stopping by and putting my first comment on my YouTube live, man. That's history right there. When I blow up and I'm killing it on YouTube, you could be like, "Hey, bro, I was the first person that commented on his live." Respect. But Adam Thielen, people have forgot about this guy because the Vikings suck. I mean, let's face it. But he's still doing his thing. He has 7 touchdown receptions in the league, so he's killing it. Screenshot real quick. Hey, I'm telling you, huh? Let me see. I got you. Oh, let me screenshot this for my boy. Got you, man. I'm gonna send that to the group chat. One guy that is interesting, and I'm gonna take a few minutes to talk about this guy because he's something else, and he's getting comparisons to one of the greatest I've ever seen on the football field, and that's Calvin Johnson. But DK Metcalf, how are you guys feeling about DK? This dude slipped to the second round for God knows whatever reason. He's a freak of nature. He looks like LeBron James out there on the football field running at you full speed. And he's been killing it. He's averaging close to 20 yards per catch. Uh DK has 7 touchdowns, Russell Wilson has really found a groove with this guy, and he's been producing. I firmly believe that DK is one of the receivers for the future to watch because he's a freak. Let's keep it real. He's like 6'5", 230, 240. I don't even think he has body fat. This dude is ridiculous, but he has 36 catches for 680 yards and 7 touchdowns. I believe he leads the league in catches over 40 yards. This dude he's ridiculous. Do you guys think that he will ever be a top 5 or even a top 3 receiver in the league? I think the thing that's slowing down DK is that yeah, he could stretch the field with the best of them. Maybe even the best because of his size plus his speed. But in order to get out of that one trick pony role, you have to be able to run all the routes in a route tree. You got to run the outs. You got to run the ends. You got to run the slants. You got to go across the middle. You got to run a post. You can't just run a stretch on every single play and expect people not to game plan around that. Is DK going to be able to, get in and out of routes? And when he's double teamed, put guys, it doesn't matter how much you corral him or double team him. He has those quick feet to get around and make you think he's going left and he goes right. And then next thing you know, he gets a 10-yard slant and he takes it 60, 70 yards. One of my favorite receivers of all time when it comes to footwork is Chad Johnson. Chad Johnson wasn't the fastest. He wasn't the strongest, but you could like he says, you could put him in a phone booth with the defender, and his feet are gonna allow him to get away. DK needs to practice his routes, and that will help him get to the next level. But until then, I think he's already a top 12 receiver in the league, and he still has so much potential to keep going. Back to my man Mike Evans. So I've been confused with Mike Evans this year. He's getting the touchdowns, and when he gets the targets, he's definitely producing. But the chemistry with Tom Brady is not all the way there yet. There's been some errant throws where Mike Evans has been wide open and Tom Brady just missed him. I don't know how the chemistry between them is going now. There was a condensed off season. They didn't get any preseason work. So it's still a work in progress. If you think about it, 8 weeks into the season with no preseason, we are actually only 4 games into the season. You know, if you account for the missed preseason games, chemistry is big. You need to get that chemistry going. And I expect with a healthy receiving core in Tampa Bay, the addition of Antonio Brown, Mike Evans won't be double teamed and triple teamed every single play, and he'll be able to get some more targets. And I expect his numbers to go up in the back half of the season, but he's still tied for second in the league with 7 touchdown receptions. And this dude is being double teamed and triple teamed, like I said, on every single play. It comes with the territory. When you're great, defenses are going to game plan around you to shut you down. Who are some receivers in the NFL that I haven't mentioned that you guys think deserve more credit? Let me know in the comments, man. Chase Claypool for Pittsburgh. This dude is young. He's been on a tear. He has 5 touchdowns this year. He's one of the best at stretching the field. He's pretty damn good. We need to keep an eye on him going forward. Let's see who else I can find. Let's talk about Julio. Has Julio's career been wasted in Atlanta? They've been to the Super Bowl and they choked. This dude is elite, putting up 1,400 yards every time. Double team, triple team, it doesn't matter. Julio Jones is just on another planet. But the one issue with Julio with me is that his touchdown numbers are always low. Always low, bro. And Matt Ryan and that Falcons offense, from the head coach to the offensive coordinator to everybody, they need to do a better job of either one, getting him more targets in the end zone or in the red zone, or two, game planning to maximize Julio's potential. He needs more touchdowns. Period. They need more wins too. They can't keep on choking towards the end of the game. Let's see. Who do you think is going to be the number one guy in Seattle in 3 years or 2 years? Tyler Lockett or DK Metcalf? There's a lot of talent in the NFL, man. These younger guys are coming in and they're making names for themselves. You got guys like, let me see. Like I mentioned before, Robbie Anderson is killing it down there in Carolina with DJ Moore. DJ Moore has been coming on as of late. Calvin Ridley, the sidekick to Julio in Atlanta, is definitely performing, and he's very capable of being a number one guy anywhere. Allen Robinson down there in Chicago, people wrote him off as soon as he tore his ACL in Jacksonville. And I was kind of confused by that because Allen Robinson, all he did was put up great numbers for Jacksonville, and Jacksonville is trash. Anytime you could produce on a horrible team, whenever you get on a decent team, you should do great. There's more talent around you. The defense isn't targeting you to shut you down. Allen Robinson has been great for Chicago with poor quarterback play. He has 50 receptions on the year with 631 yards and three touchdowns. Allen Robinson, man, put some respect on this dude's name. And Tyler Boyd for Cincinnati. First of all, Joe Burrow has been great. Let's show him all the respect that he deserves. When Cincinnati took him number one, I'm sure they were expecting to get a certain type of quarterback in the future. Years down the line, maybe 2 years, 3 years, this dude is supposed to be the face of the franchise. But rookie season, being put on a horrible Cincinnati team, this dude has been playing lights out. He can make all the throws, and he's gonna be great. But let's talk about his receiving core. AJ Green. AJ Green is in the history books with Mike Evans and Randy Moss for the most 1,000-yard seasons to begin a career. AJ Green has had some injury issues in the past. I want to say like last 2-3 years. He's been battling injuries. This year he was finally healthy. He was coming into the league, and I thought he was going to get back to his old self, and he definitely has not. I believe AJ Green is the only receiver in the NFL to be top 10 or 20 in targets and not be top 10 or 20 in fantasy football when it comes to the wide receiver position. This dude is getting 9 targets, 11 targets, maybe not every game, but for the majority of the games, he's getting a lot of targets and he's just not converting. I don't know if it's chemistry issues with Joe Burrow or if AJ Green is just a shell of his former self. But with that being said, the other receiver down in Cincinnati, Tyler Boyd, he's been producing 54 catches, almost 600 yards, and three touchdowns. Tyler Boyd is that guy. Too bad it took me too long to mentally check out of the AJ Green sweepstakes and take Tyler Boyd in my fantasy draft because AJ is just not producing for me. That boy Terry, I'm about to butcher his name, McLaren, however you say his name. I've had some dudes in the off season hit me up on my Instagram, Talksmackwithmac, and tell me, hey, Terry is that guy. He's coming in, he's gonna do some shit, and he's gonna make a name for himself this year. He's an older cat too. I think he's like 26 or 27, been in the league a few years, and on a horrible Washington team that's had all of the issues that they had and a revolving door at quarterback. This dude is good. But I appreciate it. You guys, this is my first live. Um, I'm gonna sum it up right there at 20 minutes in. I appreciate you guys jumping on and giving me some time. I'm gonna go live more often on YouTube so you guys could kind of get a feel of who I am and talk smack with me. Bring all of your opinions in the comments and I'll be sure to get to them. I appreciate it. Peace.